Hi, welcome to the Data Virtualization Cloud Data Services with Code-Free View Composition demo. This is a high-level overview going through our demonstration. There are individual demos, videos on each piece that you can access, but I want to go through a high level. So here we have a banner where you can have a QR code and a brief overview of what the demo is. And just to highlight our demo, this shows how easy it is to have multiple consumers, multiple data sources, and mash up those views and use the data in a dashboard for analysis or a mobile application. So we're using data virtualization, we're using OpenShift, we're using MySQL and Salesforce, the dashboard, Feed Henry, the web UI, which helps us create those code-free views in PHP MyAdmin, of course, Feed Henry Studio. So just to describe our data and data service, we have product code and sales price and MySQL. We have the product code and name and Salesforce. We're going to mash those up together, provide them through a REST and OData endpoint as well as JDBC. The consumers will use JDBC, the dashboard, and the Feed Henry will use OData for the mobile application. And so the objective of this demo, of course, we want to show how easy it is and quick for creating and consuming those data services out in the cloud. So we're not having to do a lot on-premise or even jump into code to do a lot of changes to access the data within our dashboard or Feed Henry. And with our demo, we're going to show real briefly the setup for data virtualization, the data sources, the web UI, the consumers, and how we can review that data within the consumers. And so the key takeaway here, we want to make sure that, of course, we have easy access to our data and be able to analyze that data through different methods in order to use that data to improve our business. So the key takeaways here, the reuse of the cloud data service by multiple consumers. Like I said, it's out on OpenShift for MySQL and data virtualization, and Salesforce is out on their SaaS. And then our consumers, the dashboard, which is in data virtualization, and Feed Henry, which is the mobile service that we have for creating mobile cloud services and mobile applications. Our business-specific views for specific consumers. We can create our virtual databases with different views, different security, role-based access control, so forth. So we can really tailor the views to our business users and what they need. It's easy to create the mashup of views from all the different data sources. We can also create microservices with these data services to make it an easy migration to microservices. And we want to show the ease of providing this data to mobile applications. With Feed Henry out on the cloud service, you use Node.js, and it's real easy to access our virtual databases out on OpenShift through Feed Henry. And of course, the abstracting loose coupling of data services. We want to really have an abstraction layer, and we can have multiple abstraction layers with our physical sources with different views, and layering multiple views on top of one another and then included in the virtual database. So we have our consumers, we have our server on the cloud or on premise, and then we have all our different sources. So I have individual videos going over each, and with this video I'm going to go through a quick highlight of all of them. And so we have demo links when you create the application. both on OpenShift and Feed Henry. You have, of course, the different links. So you should write down the links and the username and passwords. And of course, there's additional references, my blog, as well as some other blogs that have been written. So let's jump into what we have here first with OpenShift. And we have to set up an application. So of course, here we can create a free account with OpenShift that we can work with. And of course, I created the data virtualization application. And with that, I also added MySQL and PHP admin. And within PHP admin, you can open it up here. And I can access my data. You see I have a prices table. I created this data through PHP MyAdmin from MySQL. And then, of course, out on Salesforce, we can set up an account which is free. And when we sign on, we reset the security token because you have to concatenate that security token with your password in order to access the product data that's already loaded. So if we come back to the right place here, I have a lot of things open. So this is the OpenShift application I created. I've added the MySQL data, and I have my Salesforce information. But what's really nice that we have right now, which helps in composing code-free views, as I call it, if we go to our web UI, this is the meat of our demo here, really, because we can manage these data sources. You'll notice with MySQL, I've created the connection to MySQL, which is the cartridge that I added, and the data as well, and also Salesforce. You'll notice within Salesforce I have my username and password. I can grab data from Salesforce, so I have my data sources. But then I can go back and create services from these by creating a data service. And if you look, I've done a couple of things here. This is the MySQL with product code and Salesforce, and I have the REST and OData endpoint and JDBC. If I go back, and also have my Salesforce with the name and product code. And what I've done is within our mashup service, you'll look here, I've done the join on the product code to get the name. So I have product code sales price name now that is within my mashup service. So I've done the federation, and I can do what I need to on transformations and so forth. But I did all of that through the web UI, and now I can go over to hit my consumer here. One of my consumers, go to showcase, the dashboard, really nice. I go into administration, and I just add the external connection. This is using JDBC. So I have one method to access the data and go into my data provider. I'm getting this mashup view, which has the query here, and I can do the data load. But I created a workspace that you'll notice here with the spreadsheet view with the mashup service. So I'm displaying my data, and I added a key performance indicator with the pie chart on sales price and product code. But as I do anything with the data, of course, it would be reflected here. So the dashboard comes with JBoss data virtualization, and I can analyze that data in different ways. I can modify the view here, and different line chart, bar chart, or data table, and so forth. Then I can also go over to my App Studio, and you'll notice I have my project, and I created this quick start real easily. Just said new app. I have the cloud app and the client, And within the Cloud app, let's go back here. Within the Cloud app, I can create an MBAS service, and then that would mean it would be no adding of this code I'm about to show you. But I added the URL here with a filter to get the data through the OData service. And then within the cloud, the mobile client, all I have to do is select a device, and I can preview the data. And so this is hitting data virtualization on OpenShift, getting the data from MySQL and Salesforce, and it's displaying it within the mobile app. Quick, easy, all of it code-free with the exception of a little bit on the mobile app, but I can fix that by creating an MBAS service, and that would allow different mobile applications to use that service. And so take a look at the individual demos, and thanks for listening.